She left. She rejected you. She walked away like you were nothing, like you didn't matter. Maybe she even laughed in your face, told you she wasn't feeling it, that she just wasn't ready for a relationship. And now she's back. She's creeping. She's suddenly watching your stories, liking your posts, finding excuses to message you. Why? Why do women always come back after they reject you? Is it love? Is it regret? Is she suddenly realizing how great you were? Or is this just another game? By the time you finish watching this, you will never question why she's crawling back. You will never doubt your instincts. You will never fall for it again. And before we go deep into why women return after rejecting you, drop a comment below, never again. Because once you know this truth, there's no turning back. Support this channel by subscribing. YouTube only promotes content that gets engagement, and if you want other men to wake up, hit that subscribe button so this message reaches those who need to hear it. Now, let's get into the truth. Number 1. She sees you winning, and now she's panicking. She never expected you to win. When she walked away, she looked at you like you were worthless, like you would never amount to anything, like you were just another forgettable guy she could discard without a second thought. You were an option, one of many, and she figured she could do better because modern dating has inflated her ego beyond reality. She believed she had unlimited choices, and why wouldn't she? Look around. Every woman today is bombarded with attention. Instagram likes, Tinder matches, simps flooding her DMs, throwing compliments at her for simply existing. She has men orbiting her every move, waiting for a chance. Because of that, she thought you were replaceable. The moment she left, she was confident that you would fall apart, that you would sit in misery, stalking her social media, waiting for her to realize what she lost, that you would stay stuck in heartbreak while she explored her options. She expected to see the weak version of you, the guy who once begged for her attention, the guy who placed her on a pedestal, treating her like she was some kind of goddess, the guy who needed her validation to feel like a man. But now, she sees something that shocks her to her core. You're winning. You've changed. You stopped caring about her. You stopped chasing. You disappeared. No texts, no calls, no desperate attempts to prove your worth. And worse, you upgraded. She sees the changes. She notices the new energy around you. You're not the same guy she walked away from. Your physique is sharper. Your confidence is unshakable. Your life is moving forward. And she's confused, because women don't expect men to glow up after heartbreak. They expect them to break down. And this is what terrifies her the most. She's no longer in control. Before, she was your source of validation. Her attention mattered to you. But now she doesn't exist in your world. You're too busy evolving into the best version of yourself. Women thrive on attention. It fuels their self-worth. And the moment she realizes she has no effect on you anymore, she panics. She starts testing the waters. She lurks on your Instagram, watches your stories, leaves a subtle like on your post, hoping you'll react. But why does she actually want you back? Has she suddenly realized your worth? She just wants to know if she still has access to you. She's trying to see if the old version of you still exists, the one that worshipped her, the one that would drop everything just to get a second chance. That's why, after weeks or months of silence, she suddenly appears. Hey, how have you been? It's not because she cares. It's not because she's changed. It's because she sees you winning, and she needs to know if she still has influence over you. Do not respond, because the moment you do, you validate her again. You prove to her that she can still pull you back into her frame, and once she knows she has that power, she'll disappear again. Because it was never about getting back with you. It was about making sure you never fully moved on. She doesn't want you. She just wants to make sure no one else has you, And that's why walking away and staying silent is the biggest power move you will ever make. Because nothing haunts a woman more than the thought of a man she once had, now thriving without her. She will feel the regret. She will feel the fear of missing out. But by then, it will be too late. She made her choice. Let her live with it. Number 2. She had no better options. She didn't come back because she missed you. She didn't come back because she had some deep emotional epiphany about how amazing you were. She came back because the world humbled her. Women live in constant pursuit of a better deal. Modern dating has convinced them that the grass is always greener on the other side. And because of that, she believed she could upgrade. She thought she could trade up, so she left. Maybe it was for the flashy, smooth-talking guy who seemed like he had it all. Maybe it was for the bad boy who gave her the emotional highs and lows that made her feel something. Maybe it was because she believed she needed to explore and not settle too soon. Regardless of the reason, she bet against you. At first, she felt justified. Everything seemed exciting. She was experiencing the thrill of the chase, the illusion of having unlimited choices. But then reality hit. The men she thought were better than you didn't take her seriously. They played her the way she played you. They treated her like an option, not a priority. And the moment she realized she was disposable, the panic set in. She started re-evaluating her choices, and suddenly, you don't seem so bad anymore. You were the guy who treated her well, the guy who offered her stability, the guy who, in hindsight, actually had potential, but she didn't see it then because she didn't have to. She believed she had unlimited time to pick and choose, like a kid in a candy store. Now the candy store is closed, and this is where the desperation sets in. She sees the reality. The men she left you for are not committing to her. Her fun phase is over, and now she's watching you, hoping she can slide back into your life like nothing happened. But understand this, if she truly saw your value, she never would have left in the first place. She made her choice. She chose games over commitment. She chose instant gratification over long-term investment. And now that she's paying the price, that's her problem, not yours. Do not be her safety net. Do not be her backup plan. She's not coming back because she truly values you. She's coming back because she ran out of options. And if you take her back, she will leave again the moment she thinks she can do better. Do not give second chances to a woman who bet against you. Do not let her use you as an emotional escape from her own mistakes. Block her. Keep moving forward. Stay focused on becoming the kind of man who never looks back. Because the truth is, the best revenge isn't proving her wrong. The best revenge is making her realize she never deserved you in the first place. Number 3. She was never yours, just your turn. She never belonged to you, and she never will. That illusion, that fairy tale, where you thought she was yours, where you believed she was different, where you swore she truly cared, it was all fake. Women don't commit to men the way men commit to women. A man gives his heart, his loyalty, his dedication, expecting the same in return. A woman, she gives as long as it benefits her, as long as she feels something, as long as she believes you are her best option at that moment. But the second that belief changes, the moment she sees something shinier, newer, better, she's gone. She wasn't yours. She was just passing through. You were her convenience. You were her current best option until you weren't. That's why when she left, she didn't even hesitate. She didn't sit there debating whether it was the right choice. She didn't cry herself to sleep over losing you. She didn't lay in bed replaying the good times in her mind. Number. She walked away without looking back because, in her mind, she had already replaced you. Women don't leave unless they already have something lined up. She had already emotionally disconnected from you long before she physically left. She was already mentally somewhere else, entertaining someone else, searching for something else. She had checked out, and the moment she did, she detached herself from any loyalty to you. That's why she could walk away so easily. That's why she could block you, ignore your texts, act like you never even mattered. That's why she moved on like your entire relationship meant nothing. Because to her it didn't. It was a chapter, not a lifelong story. It was a convenient phase, not a real commitment. Women don't operate on loyalty. They operate on hypergamy. They follow emotions, not logic. If her emotions tell her she can do better, she will. She was never truly yours. She was yours until she found a reason to leave. And that's the hard truth most men can't handle. They want to believe in soulmates. They want to believe in forever. But the only forever in a woman's world is her own self-interest. That's why men need to understand the game and stop living in fantasy. Stop believing she's different. Stop believing you can love her into loyalty. It does not work. You don't own a woman's commitment. You rent it. And if another man offers a higher price, if another man presents a stronger frame, a more exciting reality, a better future, she will go. She will never hesitate. And here's the part that will haunt you. She will forget about you faster than you will ever forget about her. Because the way men love, it's deep, real, permanent. The way women love, it's conditional, temporary, opportunistic. You are not the exception. No man is. She was never yours. She was just your turn. Number 4, she comes back to feed her ego. She doesn't love you. She doesn't miss you. She isn't lying awake at night wishing she could fix things. She's just testing the waters because women cannot handle being forgotten. They crave attention like oxygen. They need validation to survive. They live for the feeling of being desired, wanted, chased. And the second you stop providing that, the second you go cold, vanish, disappear, it messes with her mind. Women do not like losing power over a man. That's why she suddenly pops back up. That's why, after weeks or months of silence, she likes your photo. That's why she accidentally texts you. That's why she suddenly wants to check in. She's not coming back to build something with you. She's not coming back because she realized she lost a great guy. She's coming back to feed her ego because she needs to know if you're still on the hook, if she still has control, if she can still make you react. It's a game. She doesn't want you. She just wants to know she could have you if she wanted. That's why she reappears right when you're moving on, right when you've finally started to forget about her, right when another woman is showing interest in you. It's not a coincidence, it's a calculated move. She wants to see if she can still affect you, if she still matters in your world. That's why she doesn't reach out when you're down bad. She doesn't message you when you're heartbroken, when you're struggling, when you actually needed her. But the moment you start looking happy, the moment you start thriving, working out, leveling up, suddenly she's curious. Because nothing haunts a woman more than a man she once controlled, now living life without her. It makes her question herself. Did I make the right choice? Is he actually better off without me? Could I still have him if I wanted to? That's all she's trying to figure out. And if you give her an answer, if you take the bait, respond, let her back in, she will leave again the second her ego is satisfied. She's not here to stay. She's here to check her reflection. She wants to see herself through your eyes again. And once she knows she's still valuable to you, once she knows she can still make you react, she's gone. And now you're left confused again. You're left feeling that false hope. You start thinking, maybe she's changing. Maybe this means something. It doesn't. She got what she came for. She got her validation hit, and now she no longer needs you. Women always come back, not because they care, not because they love you, not because they want to rebuild something real. They come back to feed their egos, to make sure you're still a backup plan, to prove to themselves they still have value. And the second you remind them they do, they move on to the next distraction. Never give her the satisfaction. Never let her back in. Never allow a woman who left you to return on her terms. Because if you do, you've already lost. Block her. Ignore her. Keep moving forward. Because the greatest power a man can hold is the ability to be completely unfazed by the past. The moment she sees you're untouchable, unreachable, unshaken, that's when the regret truly kicks in. Because she will realize too late that she played herself. She threw away a man who could have been everything she needed. And now you belong to no one but yourself. And that is the greatest victory you will ever have. Number 5. The safe bet strategy. She never left with the intention of losing you forever. She left knowing you would still be there, waiting, hoping, wondering when she would come back. She didn't think you would move on. She didn't think you would grow, evolve, or become stronger. No, she assumed you would stay stuck, trapped in a cycle of heartbreak, unable to detach from the idea of her. Women always have a backup plan. Every decision they make in relationships is calculated, strategic, designed to maximize their advantage. And the worst position a man can be in is the safe bet, the backup option, the guy she runs back to when she has no better alternatives. She saw you as secure, reliable, predictable. You were the steady choice, the guy who would always be there, the man who would take her back no matter what. You were her safety net, the guy she knew she could return to if the excitement, the thrill, or the chaos of chasing something better didn't work out. Women never fully let go of their past options. They always keep one foot in the past, just in case. She keeps old numbers saved, past flings on standby, and men she previously rejected in the background, waiting. Because if everything else fails, she wants somewhere safe to land, and that's where she expected you to be. She thought you would stay emotionally available, waiting for her to realize your worth. She assumed you would never move on completely, that you would always pick up her call, always leave the door open, always make space for her to come back. But what she doesn't expect, what destroys her illusion, is when you walk away and never look back. Nothing hits a woman harder than realizing that the safe bet she once ignored is now untouchable. That the man she thought she could always return to has closed the door permanently. This is why most men fail in relationships. They allow themselves to be the backup option. They wait. They leave space for her. They hold on to the hope that she will come to her senses. But the hard truth is, if she truly valued you, she never would have left in the first place. She made her choice. And if she can walk away once, she will do it again and again and again. If you let her come back, you are showing weakness. You are proving to her that she can leave, explore, fail, and still have a man waiting at home, ready to forgive and ready to pick up the pieces of her bad decisions. That is not strength. That is submission. And women do not respect weak men. The moment you accept her back, you have already lost, because now she doesn't see you as a challenge, as an exciting choice, or as a man of value. She sees you as a last resort, and no woman respects or desires a man she sees as her second choice. That's why the only way to win is to let her regret her decision. Never let her come back. Make her realize that her past options are no longer available. She left. She bet against you. Let her live with it. Never be a woman's safe bet, because the moment she sees you that way, you're already dead in her mind. The only move is to become the man she can never touch again. The man who walked away and never turned back. The man who moved forward with power, ambition, and purpose. The man who no longer even remembers her name. Number 6. Walk away, stay gone. You don't argue with her. You don't try to explain. You don't hope she sees your worth. You walk away, and once you do, you never look back. This is the moment where most men fail. They don't have the strength to let go. They want to hold on to the past, to the memories, to the illusion that somehow, some way, things can go back to how they used to be. But understand this, the past is gone. That version of you, the man who loved her, needed her, believed she was the one, is dead. You have two choices. You either cling to the ghost of a woman who discarded you, or you become the kind of man who no longer even remembers her existence. The weak man waits. He answers her messages. He checks her social media, wondering what she's doing, who she's with. He stays emotionally connected, hoping for some kind of closure that will never come. The strong man. He erases her from his world. He blocks her number. He never checks her profile again. He removes every trace of her from his life, not out of hate, not out of bitterness, but out of power. Because nothing hits a woman harder than realizing she no longer exists in a man's world. That's when the regret sets in. That's when she starts questioning everything. That's when she feels the weight of her choices, because she expected you to always be available. She thought you would always be there. She believed she could take her time, explore her options, and then come back when it was convenient. And now that door is closed permanently. And what destroys her the most is when she sees you thriving without her. Because deep down, she knows you were the best she ever had. But now she can never have you again. That's the real victory, not proving her wrong, not waiting for her to apologize, not showing her what she lost. The real victory is when you move on so powerfully, so completely, that she becomes a distant, irrelevant memory. And by the time she realizes she made a mistake, you're already too far ahead for her to ever catch up. She made her choice. Let her live with it. Walk away. Stay gone. Never give her a second chance to betray you. Because the moment you learn to walk away without hesitation, you become the kind of man that every woman desires, but no woman can ever control. And that is the most powerful position a man can ever be in. This is the moment that separates the boys from the men. Most men fail because they refuse to accept the truth. They still believe in fairy tales. They still believe in the one. They still believe she left by mistake, and one day she will come back with a changed heart, ready to love him like he always imagined. That is the lie that keeps men weak. That is the illusion that traps men in cycles of heartbreak, confusion, and emotional slavery. But once you see the game for what it is, once you understand female psychology, modern dating, and the brutal nature of hypergamy, you can never go back. The truth is painful, but the truth also sets you free. Women do not love like men do. Women do not feel loyalty the way men feel it. Women do not sacrifice for love the way men sacrifice. Women are opportunistic. They follow their emotions, their desires, their self-interest, and the moment she thought she could do better, she left without hesitation, without guilt, without even looking back. And now she regrets it, not because she loves you, not because she realized your worth, but because she miscalculated. She bet against you, and she lost. And now she wants back in, not because she's changed, not because she's ready to be the woman you deserve, but because she sees you winning, and she wants a piece of it. And now the decision is yours. You can fall for the trap. You can let her back in. You can believe her lies, or you can do what strong men do. You can walk away and never look back. You can block her, ignore her, and keep moving forward. You can erase her from your mind completely until one day she is nothing but a distant, irrelevant memory. Because that is true power, not revenge, not trying to prove her wrong, not hoping she wakes up and realizes she made a mistake. The real power is in not caring at all. She was never yours. She was just your turn. And now her turn is over. Now it's time to make a choice. Do you stay stuck in the past, waiting, hoping, begging for her to see your value? Or do you rise up, move forward, and become the kind of man she will regret losing for the rest of her life. Drop a comment right now, never again, because once you type those words, you are making a commitment to yourself, to your future, to your own growth as a man. Hit the subscribe button if you're serious about leveling up. YouTube only promotes content that gets engagement, and if you want more men to wake up, if you want this message to reach those who need it most, then support the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, because the more men that understand this truth, the fewer